Welcome back to episode 3 of the Dishes and Fishes podcast. We got our Thanksgiving/Black Friday special coming at you guys. Let's get into it. All right, so episode 3. It is Black Friday.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving. We got the holiday set up for a nice merry time.
Shout outs to all the turkeys that were slaughtered.
Shout out to all the extremely dry turkeys that got massacred.
Was your turkey dry?
No. Shouts out Michael. Turkey was delicious. Was juicy. I don't know if he did a brine or anything like that, but it was cooked very well.
I like the dark meat. I think that has the most flavor. I'm a dark meat.
So I was just going to ask you, team dark meat or team white meat? No question.
Dark meat.
There's a couple foods that I think are just dumb, and there's a couple that I think are like necessary. Best Thanksgiving food. If we were doing a draft, I'll let you have the first pick of all the Thanksgiving foods. You get the first pick. What are you taking?
For like side dishes?
Any food that is typically served on Thanksgiving.
Call me old fashioned, but parsnips.
He said parsnips.
I don't know why. It's a texture thing for me.
So, shouts out to parsnips, by the way. My brother-in-law, yesterday was Thanksgiving. My brother-in-law I get there yesterday, and he has like what looks like eggplant parm on the table. It's like deep fried discs. I'm like, and here's balsamic sitting next to it.
Yep.
And I'm like, what you make, eggplant parm? He's like, no, try it. It was a deep fried parsnip. And it was like this big.
Nice.
It was amazing. He blanched the parsnip first, and then he cut it, and then he deep fried it.
Like fries almost.
No, it was like this, and then he put goat cheese and balsamic over the top. Nice. And it was so good, and I've never had a parsnip prepared that way, that I was, in the moment, I was like, I want to steal this for a video, but I know he'll kill me.
I've had
Shouts out, Michael.
Eggplant fries with like the Parmesan cheese on it with like a balsamic drizzle. Those are pretty good too.
Okay.
Yep.
So my man picks parsnips first.
Sorry.
I'm taking an easy one. Stuffing, dude, all the way. Stuffing is the best food on Thanksgiving. I don't care. Leave in the comments what your favorite food on Thanksgiving is. Stuffing, no discussion.
Stuffing if you know how to do it.
Agreed. No stovetop. You like stovetop?
Shout out to my wife. She loves stovetop, and I love her stovetop.
Yeah, shouts out Kristen.
You literally just pour hot water on it. It makes it amazing. They got to figure it out.
They got the formula dialed in.
Yeah, it's fine.
I worked at a couple of restaurants in college, and one of them, we made this stuffing. It was called andouille oyster stuffing.
Sounds great.
It was andouille sauce. You ever see oysters in stuffing?
No.
So I never have for a long time, and I've wanted to do a video on this for a long time.
Are they like chopping them up?
Dude, yeah, they are. But I saw a TikTok creator posted oyster stuffing recipe recently, and like it's the first time in years. I worked at that restaurant last in 2014, so like almost 10 years. I've never seen this done ever, and it's on my list of recipes that I want to do. And she did this, and I'm like, whoa. So I looked at the comments. They put her on blast. Like they're like, ooh, gross. Oh no, ooh no. Oh, and she was like, no, don't knock it till you try it. It is so good.
I bet it is. I mean, if you think about like oysters, like I think it adds that. There's always something missing in stuffing. It's too plain, too whatever. I think it would add almost like a salty type of.
It moistens it.
Exactly,
dude.
Yeah.
We would get the buckets like as big, like a 1 gallon bucket of like freshly shucked oysters. Like the bucket's probably worth $300. Like beautiful oysters in this bucket, and we made stuffing for 300 people. So you use the whole bucket, probably 2 buckets. But yeah, you chop them up, mix it in. You brown off the andouille sausage first, and then just pretty much make it like how you would normal stuffing. But like, it smelled odd. But once you cooked it, and the andouille sausage,
smells odd.
The andouille sausage goes with it perfectly. It was just my favorite, and also, stuffing is a leftover.
Yep.
Versatile.
Yeah.
You can like, I've chopped it up or I've dried it in the oven, chopped it up, and breaded stuff in it. I like to compress it in my fridge overnight. Do like a butterfly. Sear it like toast.
Off the cuff, I'm just going to throw this out there.
Yeah.
I just thought of it like instantly as you were talking about that. You could, leftover stuffing, you could make balls with it, roll in panko breadcrumbs.
There you go.
Little deep fry action, and you could do like a cranberry drizzle over top of it.
There you go.
There's a dish.
I got a recipe on my channel that's kind of like that, the croquettes.
Are you saying I stole it from your channel?
No, I'm just saying I already have one like that. If you guys want to check that out, I'll put the link in the description below. Gang. So yeah, stuffing's my favorite, dude. All right. So parsnips and stuffing are off the table. What you got next?
Canned cranberry sauce.
Oh my god.
Or homemade.
So you're asking me?
Yep.
All right. So here's the thing: canned cranberry sauce tastes okay, but I just feel so horrible eating it because like it's been produced in like some lab with like.
Do you leave it in the shape of a can? I like my trailer park style, so I leave it in the shape of a can. I love anything done right.
Absolutely.
Unfortunately, growing up in the restaurant business and him working in a lot of restaurants, me going to culinary school, I shied away from a lot of things because like people they try to make things fancy and they don't do it right. So like oh, I'm gonna make homemade cranberry sauce. It's great, and then you bite into it and it's like they leave sticks in it.
Yeah,
and like
bush league.
It's tough. It's tough.
It's tart.
Yeah,
you got to sweeten it up. Yeah.
So I just, you know what? I like consistency.
I'm not crazy about cranberry sauce. I make it sometimes because my guests like it. I actually did a video on cranberry sauce last year, and like it's like 5 ingredients. Like it should be cranberries, some type of sweetener, and in my video I use maple syrup.
You did do a video on this.
Yeah, you could use honey. I hate
put
using.
a link for that video.
Sure, yeah, it's a TikTok. It's on my TikTok, but I typically try to stay away from like sweetening with just straight sugar, just because I feel like a piece of crap. So like I always try to use honey or maple syrup as my sweetener, and then I like to use ginger. I like to, saute the ginger first.
What about that agave?
Lemon, agave. Yeah, you could use that. Yeah. But yeah, dude, like cranberries, ginger, water, the sweetener, lemon. That's it.
Yeah.
And but it actually takes a lot of sweetener, like 1 cup.
Tart.
Yeah, exactly. But people probably leave it tart. But like, what do you eat it on? What do you eat cranberry sauce on, people? Like, it doesn't really go with anything flavor-wise, I don't think. And I see all these wraps on TikTok with like turkey, stuffing, mashed potatoes, cranberry sauce all together.
Yeah.
Is that a good bite? Good bite of food?
Yeah, no, absolutely.
Yeah. See, I never really got on that. I never was really on that train.
He does. He's an unbelievable cook. Like I used to try to argue with him, and I'm like, nah, he's way better than me. But I just got into like simple, and then good. my amazing wife cooks all the time for me, and kind of spoiled me. And I cook once in a while, and I'm more like in the comfort, easy, like just normal stuff. I got away from like trying to do fancy. Like people don't always like fancy crazy, and then T actually does a lot of good home food. Like it's not fancy. It's more like comfort, like normal. Like anybody could do it.
Oh, 100%. Yeah. Some of the recipes on my channel, I think in the beginning were a little complicated, but now I'm trying to do ones that are more like they're simple but worth the work.
Yeah.
Like they're simple but good.
Yeah.
So cranberry sauce, I'm all set. But that's your second pick: parsnips, cranberries.
No, well, that was my pick of like my favorite thing.
Yeah, I got you.
I was talking about it.
So our lineups right now: parsnips and cranberry versus stuffing. And my second pick is I'm taking dark meat. Is turkey up for grabs?
Yeah.
I'm taking dark meat. Yeah.
What about dark meat and the turkey skin?
Oh, 100. Yeah, if you throw that skin out, I'm pillaging the garbage can for it.
Speaking of skin, have you ever made crackling?
With pig?
Nope. With duck skin.
No, I never have. No.
We should
go on.
In culinary school, whenever we did anything with ducks, nobody liked the skin, so we used to just save it and we would deep fry it in a pan, and salt and pepper and a little Tabasco, and it was unbelievable. It was like pork rinds on a sophisticated level.
You just seared it, like rendered the fat out of it, and it's probably like a better.
It would puff up.
Yeah, it's like a better pork rind.
Way better.
Yeah,
because it had and if you had like a little bit of duck meat left on it or something.
Oh yeah, nice little treat, chef's
treat.
Oh
yeah, like a little Tabasco, bam, and it was like even the salt and pepper. We call it crackling.
Yeah,
it was great.
Yeah, so I'm taking dark meat. I'm taking dark meat turkey, done right, smoker, preferably brined overnight, juicy AF. That's what I'm taking. I got stuffing and I got turkey.
I haven't had smoked turkey before.
So, you poor soul. Damn.
He doesn't cook for me.
I want to talk about the things that I have questions about. When did mac and cheese become like a staple Thanksgiving food?
See, this is why I just this is why I just shied away from holidays. I you know what? Like leave it alone. Stop trying to reinvent it.
No, dude. So I'm a school teacher, and one of the things I like to do around the holidays this time of year, I got this from a teacher at my first job. Shouts out Toby. Is a Thanksgiving food tournament. So I list like 32 different foods, and I let the kids pick them. Like, what's the number 1 seed? Turkey. What's the number 2 seed? Cranberry. Mashed potatoes usually. Like,
oh, it's kind of like
March Madness.
Fantasy football for like food.
Yeah, sort of. And so then once we fill the bracket, we go through as a class and vote for the foods, and then the one that wins
cool.
is the best Thanksgiving food.
Good idea.
And shouts out. And every year, no, I shouldn't say every year. Well, every year mac and cheese is seeded extremely high. And like when we're talking about this, I'm like, growing up, my parents, like, Thanksgiving wasn't mac and cheese wasn't like a staple food on our Thanksgiving table. So like the kids are so jacked up over it.
But that's another food that there's 1,000 ways to make homemade mac and cheese.
Yeah, dude.
But literally 5 of them are gonna taste good.
Right. And dude, one year mac and cheese actually won the bracket.
That's insane.
It's a shame. It's our generation. No, I'm playing. Like,
that's insane.
This generation. No, I'm kidding. But mac and cheese, dude. Speaking of pasta dishes, last night I brought. So let me know if this would make you upset. If you were hosting Thanksgiving, you're my brother-in-law. I come over. Originally, I was like, I'm gonna make green bean casserole, and I can make a good green bean casserole. Like, none of this, box ingredients.
See, these are the foods that we should just stay with.
Well, I agree with you. The reason that you're saying that probably is because most green bean casseroles are bad.
Yes.
And because they use box ingredients, they use box shallots. This is all homemade. But
when your neighbor Karen says, "I made you a tuna casserole,"
oh, dude, that's never good.
No, but you can make a great tuna casserole.
So I changed gears though, and I'm like, dude, I'm gonna bring this pasta dish that Sarah has really liked lately. It's like a pasta alla norcini. It's called. It's like mushrooms, sausage, It's a cream sauce with Romano cheese in it. Yeah. And I brought it. And my question was like, would this upset you if you were hosting? And I said, I changed the dish. And then I brought this and like, I put it on the table and it kind of goes with the food. Somebody made a comment that it tasted like beef stroganoff. Okay. So it kind of was like in my head, like it kind of ruined the taste for me temporarily, but it's different though. It's completely different ingredients. But it was one last thing. Yeah. It was fresh pasta. So I bought fresh rigatoni from the pasta shop in town here, like this big around.
Which shop?
Give them a shout out. Villarina's.
That's the one right next to. Yeah. They have like the raviolis and stuff and the ice cream.
Right over here.
Yeah.
Shouts out Villarina's, Southbury, Connecticut. Shop is so legit. They make the pasta every morning. The fresh pasta. This is what I purchased this day. 3 pounds of fresh rigatonis, like bigger than a quarter. Carried the sauce so nicely.
Family is spoiled.
Whose family? Oh, you're saying the food was good?
Yeah,
bro. Yeah. And I was like, Sarah, if anyone complains, just call it stuffing pasta, and no one's gonna question it. Cause like
I get asked it all the time. Like everybody's like, "Do you make your own pasta?" I'm like, "No, I don't,
dude."
Like, do you know how much labor it takes?
Yeah, man.
In culinary school, yeah, I did. And everybody's like, "Why don't you do you realize like I've made penne, I've made fettuccine, I've made angel hair,
dude.
Like it's
work
just for like 6 people. It is a lot of work."
And that's the thing, like, when you are a home cook, I always ask myself, like, is the labor worth it? And for fresh pasta, when you're craving it, it's worth it to me, you know? Like,
I just turned 40 and it's not worth it.
Exactly. And then
time
you don't,
is
in
valuable
that case, don't make it. You know, like, a really labor-intensive food that I've made a few times is beef Wellington.
Yes.
So, obviously, there's a lot of hype surrounding beef Wellington around the holidays. I've made it 3 or 4 times at this point. One of them's on my channel. I did a surf and turf beef Wellington with lobster inside. Yeah. But that dish it's I'd rather spend the time making fresh pasta.
It's probably the only time I like filet.
Yeah, good point.
Filet has no taste to me.
Filet is overrated.
Yes. Ribeye.
Leave in the comments what facts. Yeah. The best cut of beef is ribeye.
Shout outs to ribeye.
Shouts out ribeye. We're asserting a lot of opinions about food in this episode. Commenters, please let us have it in the comments.
So filet to me is like you were raised that was a prestigious steak, like only rich people ate. So I think filet was in your brain, like, I finally made it in life because I'm eating filet.
Right.
I like my ribeye medium well. You're a little bit
Medium.
I like the fat to break down a little bit.
Agreed. And it's funny that you say that. My friend Pat, if you watch this episode, he probably recalls a scenario 5 or 6 years ago where I sous vide'd a prime rib, and I was like 24, 25, and like rare meat like that.
Yeah, no.
and it was rare. It was very rare.
Yeah.
And in fact, his grandmother was actually at this meal and was like, "It's too rare," and we always joke about it, like freaking grandma.
Yeah.
But I've evolved, and actually, you brought me up to speed on some of this. Like, once the medium is here we go, asserting another opinion. Medium is the best way to cook a steak.
Yeah.
Because when you cook it medium rare, I've cooked hundreds of steaks, people. I'm not saying I'm not a professional chef. This is all opinions are privately reserved by the Dishes and Fishes.
Argue if you must.
Yeah, they're from us. You have your own. When you cook it medium rare, the fat is not. It's almost raw. It's not raw. It's warm.
Yeah.
And when you cook it medium, the fat kind of can crisp up on the outside at least, and it melts down a little bit inside. Especially that, like the little eye on the ribeye.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about, viewers? You know the little eye on the ribeye. When you cook it medium, that thing melts a little bit, and it makes like a nice little, almost like a buttery like consistency. And I would sacrifice the tiny little bit of pink. Medium is still pink.
And that's why I go to a medium well. Listen, people, I had a steak at my favorite restaurant. I'm not going to mention any names. I'm a little upset with you. Yeah.
I was there.
It was a $75 ribeye.
Your wife's steak looked incredible.
My
I was
ribeye was horrible. I'm very upset.
I had a pasta dish. It was like Bush League, bro.
Yeah, I'm not happy with it. I eat my ribeye medium well because I know about the connective tissue, and I like all that to be caramelized, broken down,
100%.
gone. So, for me, a medium well ribeye is going to be more tender than a medium if it's cooked properly. Yeah. Now, a proper medium well.
To each their own.
Yeah.
Is it gray, though? Medium well? Isn't it gray?
No, we only got those gray ribeyes in that one trip.
Who cooked them? Some
child? Remember we were like, this meat don't taste good, but we ate it anyways. Winnipesaukee.
I grilled gray meat?
It was like,
not the inside.
Oh, not the inside.
The exterior was gray.
Yeah, it was a little.
Oh, yeah, we still ate it. It was expertly cooked.
Ate it. Shout outs to the tainted meat.
Did I overcook steak?
No. He always. Okay. I always let him listen. I always let him cook. Honestly, if I could get rid of turkey, I would. Hands down.
He said it.
Prime rib, maybe a ham.
We could be the change, man.
I mean, get rid of the turkey and do prime rib and a couple Cornish hens. I'm all about that. Absolutely. Little baby birds.
Absolutely.
Tell me when you're eating a Cornish hen, you don't feel like
savage.
Yeah, you're eating like a pigeon.
I like eating quail because I just crunch the bones too. It's like this big.
Like, you ever see like a New York pigeon?
Oh yeah.
So when I eat like the little Cornish hen,
poor animals,
I think of like New York City pigeon, like something tough.
Squab.
Like they just stand in your way, like when you're walking on the sidewalk. And like they don't even move for you. You gotta say excuse me to those pigeons. When I eat a Cornish hen, that's like me eating one of those New York City pigeons.
That pigeon meat is just not tender at all.
Think it's gamey?
I think it probably tastes like
they eat a lot
street
of
trash.
No, they probably eat out of a lot of dumpsters from those New York City fancy restaurants.
That's one way of looking at it. Maybe it tastes like plastic. And dude, I wouldn't eat a New York City pigeon.
Should we do a catch and cook?
If I was on a survival show, I would eat a New York City pigeon, but no other circumstance would I.
Can you imagine doing a New York City camping catch and cook pigeon video?
We get canceled in a heartbeat. We would never do that.
No.
Viewers, we would never do that. Please don't cancel me. I got a question for you, speaking of Thanksgiving. My wife and I were talking yesterday, and we've been going to her. My family's not in Connecticut, so we always go to her family's. And which is great, by the way. Shouts out to my wife's family. Love you guys. And we were just we're thinking about we just got married. We're maybe having kids someday. We were just talking I want to get one of these holidays. I want give me one of these holidays to host. And just I want to cook the food for people. The good food that I want cooked my way. And we were just talking how the transition from going to a family member's house for years. We've been going there since I've known her. To hosting your own. And just thinking about like once we have kids and stuff. But yesterday I had a cool moment with like all my family members have like little kids. Like they're like 7, 6, 5, 5, 4, 4, 3. Like there's like I can't even count right now. Probably like 7 or 8 like babies / kid children. And like I only see them at like the holidays and special occasions. So like every time they like get a little bigger, and it's like actually pretty surprising how like
Oh yeah.
And yesterday, my little nephew, he's like 3, I think, and I had a football game streaming on my computer, and he's like, I brought that pasta dish, and I had like some leftover noodles, and he's like, I want some pasta, and like we were watching football out there, just me and him, and like I was like, you want some pasta, dude? And he's like, yeah. And I was like, I got you. So I went and got him some pasta. It was those big homemade rigatonis.
Without the Z stuff in them?
No sauce. Like, because I made my dish and then I had leftover pasta.
Okay.
And he's like, yeah, I want some pasta. So I got him a plate, and like I brought it to him, and he's like, you need to cut it in half. So I cut it in half for him. It hurt me to cut him, but I cut him to like a tiny little half noodle, and he's eating them. And I left a couple holes because I was like eating them off his plate while we were watching football. It's good homemade pasta. Again, shouts out Villarinas. But he's like, I want more. I'm like, all right. While he was eating these, we were actually talking about football and stuff. And he was asking me in 3-year-old language, like, what's going on. So I got another plate of pasta for him and myself. And like, we're eating the pasta out there just watching football. Me and this kid, last time I saw him, he didn't even talk. Like, he couldn't even talk to me. And this particular time, he was like, I want some pasta.
Now he's like, this is the pasta man.
Yeah, dude, right.
When he's 4, he's going to be like, hey, pasta man, where's the pasta?
Dude, it was cool, man. And like, the best part was my brother-in-law who was hosting Thanksgiving. Shouts out Michael again. He walked out while we were eating this pasta and was like, just started dying laughing. And he doesn't laugh at like a lot of stuff. And like, he's like, are you guys just sitting out here crushing pasta? And like, I'm like, yeah, man, like, it was just cool, and we wouldn't have had that if we, didn't have all of our family together. I took a picture, too. I'll throw it in the YouTube video.
Yeah, so, like, I mean, to take over the holiday, just voice your opinion. And what I would honestly say is, like, everybody wants that chance, so maybe you do, like, a rotation, or you draw straws, or, like, pull names out of the hat, who's going to do the next holiday. Me and Chris used to do Thanksgiving here and Christmas Day. I do
that big undertaking, dude.
No, definitely. And
back to back.
No one else stepped up.
Shouts out to the
yeah. It was great, but it's just like you do all this work and then you literally take 10 minutes to eat. Is your house big enough? Like
I know you can't. I can't host right now because I'm a renter. That's why like I'm such a snob. Like the food that I eat is delicious. It's cooked. It was cooked very well. But, like, I'm going to say this on the pod. Everything I eat, I'm like, I would have did it this way.
I watch him be as thrifty as Tyler can be whenever we're doing anything. But when it comes to food or, like, truck camping or anything to do with fishing, he's like, there's no governor. Anything else in his life is, like, thrifty. But food...
Or my lovely wife.
Yeah. Yeah, I only buy my ribeye at Costco. And I'm like, they have expensive meat prices.
Shouts out to ribeyes at Costco. They're $9.99.
Yeah.
A pound.
Stu Leonard has pretty good prices on their meat too.
Shouts out Stu's.
Yeah.
Stu's is legit.
Yep.
They I like their vegetable selection in the summer. They've got like all the different green types of tomatoes, and like they're like one of the only grocery stores that has like fresh octopus.
Yeah.
Like they have really cool stuff. Shouts out Stu's.
Yeah, and their stuff is always fresh. And they're everybody's like, oh, they're more expensive, but you know what? You pay for what you get.
I did a TikTok last year actually on Stu Leonard's lobster roll,
yeah.
the $10 one. If it was actually worth it, it is worth it. It's pretty legit.
Yeah, I remember that video. Yeah, definitely.
One of my friends, shouts out Mikey, he commented, he's like, doing the Lord's work. like, I'm trying, bro.
Shout outs to the Lord.
We love all religions equally, so.
I could do without the maze, but I will say this. Yeah.
Poor layout.
No, it's not really poor layout. Unless you really know your supermarket, like the aisles, which I don't, because shout out to my wife. She does all the grocery shopping.
Shouts out wives.
I like Stu Leonard's because like You just follow the trail, and you're gonna get what you need.
Yeah, dude.
I know.
Stu Leonard has it set up for kids, like all those like projectile animals out the walls and stuff.
The cow that moves used to scare the bejesus.
Kids
out
love
of
it,
my
dude.
son.
They got me. So that's Thanksgiving in a nutshell. Today's Black Friday.
Absolutely.
So
What did you buy?
I'm probably like a basic dude, but obviously you buy your
You
wife's.
got your fingernails painted white.
You buy
Basic.
you buy your wife's Christmas presents on Black
What?
Friday. I mean, spoiler alert. Do you not do that? You already had them. You already had them since like April, I'm sure. Shouts out,
There's a
Kristen.
box right there.
Yeah. Did you buy her a Christmas?
Before Black Friday. I'm in
You're a good
love.
man. I'm dedicated and I love my wife, bro.
I bought myself my own gifts on Black Friday.
What did you buy, dude?
I might have added live scope to the rig.
So this man, so last year we dipped into the Garmin 93 SVs. I'm sure
Jumped on that bandwagon.
thousands of people out there did the same. They were on sale, $500, a good Garmin unit. Dipped in. They're both live scope compatible, or they're live scope compatible. We each bought one. We talked about buying the Garmin Live Scope on Black Friday today because it's on sale right now for Bass Pro Shops.
90.
Shouts out Bass Pro Shops.
Shout out that.
Stay tuned for more on that.
So yeah, the sale is $999.99 for the Garmin Live Scope LVS 32.
The first one, right?
The first one.
So we talked about buying it, and we actually been talking about it a lot up to this week because, like last year, that sale, that graph is $1,000 normally, I think,
Yes.
and it was $500 off.
Yep.
And so that was a killer deal.
And now it's $649.99.
The same graph.
Yes.
So I think it was $599 last year.
$50 cheaper.
Okay, so there's a good graph on sale this year, the Lowrance HDS 9. I think it's on
Lowrance.
sale right now.
Yep.
I don't know if I'll have this video out in time for you viewers, but it's $899. It's usually a $2,000 graph. Just, by the way, for stuff that I would buy if I could. But anyway, we were talking about buying Live Scope today up to this point because we're like, they did the Garmin sale last year. They're going to do a Live Scope sale this year. We know it. And they did, of course. And I was hoping for the price to be like $799. I would have dipped in, I think, if it was that point. So we talked about it, and he's like, "Yeah, I think I'm good, dude, on this $999 purchase." What happened today?
So I've been looking for a way to mount it to my boat. I do not want to mount it to the trolling motor. I want it on a pole mount. And I haven't found one up until today. I stopped in Devon's shop, Bounty Hunters. Shout out to Bounty Hunters.
Shouts out Bounty Hunters. Check them out. I did a video on his shop last year. Bounty Hunters Bait and Tackle, one of Connecticut's best bait shops. Check that video out. Put it in the
Where's it?
description below.
Newtown?
Newtown.
Yeah, I was there today. He had a great Black Friday deal, 20% off. So I actually made sure I didn't buy anything from anybody else before I went to his shop.
Support local.
Yeah, shout out to supporting local. And Devin really changed my eyes on fishermen. Because when I go there, he'll tell you spots. He'll tell you secrets. He's going to actually tell me where he launches his boat to go black fishing. So, yeah, he's all about that.
Devin's a cool guy.
Yeah.
Shouts out Devin.
Him and his wife run the shop, or soon-to-be wife. Fiance.
Oh, yeah?
Yep.
Nice. Congrats.
Congrats to that.
Good for you guys. Yeah, Devin's cool. He doesn't withhold information. He just wants people to hook up, which is great.
Yep.
I'm hoping to have him on as a guest. Devin, if you watch this, please consider coming on to the show.
Yeah. Yeah, I think we're talking about tackle talk.
Yes, I would like the focus of that episode to be about gear. This guy knows so much. If you're in the Connecticut Newtown area, check him out.
So I was there today, and we were talking live scope, and I believe the guy works in a shop or helps out. He showed me the difference between the two different live scopes. So you have the LS or LVS or LSV or whatever it is, 32 versus the 34, which is the upgraded transducer. They showed me the difference, and I'm like, you know what? If I'm going to do this, I'm going to go So I went with the big one. I went with the 34 transducer.
Hey, the motto of the show. I'm sorry, Kristen.
Shout out to my wife. She loves me dearly.
Right, dude. Good for you, bro. So you got Garmin.
So I'm gonna
LiveScope.
do that. I'm gonna do a different graph. I'm gonna do dual graphs up front, some LiveScope action, and you know what? I already have the lithium, so I'm ready to power them all
Good
up.
for you, dude. Killer setup, man.
Yeah. We'll do like a boat talk at some point. I think we can.
Yes, I would like that.
Episode 4 maybe about boats.
Allow you to flex on me for an episode.
Yeah, I mean,
You got a nice rig. So you got the nice upgraded LiveScope. You know, we talk about tournament fishing. We don't do tournament fishing anymore.
No.
But like, who needs LiveScope? I think that's a good way to phrase that question.
I don't need it. I you know what? This year proved it to me. Coming to this year, I just wanted to get out and fish. I didn't even know if I was going to be able to. But I went out and I produced. But a lot of it by luck. I mean, a couple of fish I caught, I mean, it's all luck.
No LiveScope though, you mean?
No LiveScope.
Yeah.
So, I mean, for me, it's like, I kind of want to know what I'm targeting. I want to see what I'm doing. I want to be more into it. I think, I don't know if it's going to help. I think it's going to, hopefully it doesn't complicate things. Yeah. But I got the trolling motor with the spot lock, so I think this is the next thing to go with it. I really think, like, when we fish, like, Lake George, where the bite just dies.
Exactly.
Like, we got to know where they go.
That's kind of what I'm thinking. You know, like this summer, we were in St. Lawrence River. Like this year we went and it was like end of July, like those 95-degree days. And it felt like the fishing was hard. Like there was nothing in the shallows for those first 3 days because it was just so hot. And then we were fishing 30 feet of water and it was still like nothing. We started to catch a few. And then my wife, bless her, she's the best. Love you, Sarah. God, I love you. She casted her line. We were fishing drop shots. She casted her line into like 43.
I remember exactly where we were. It was a great area.
Yeah, it was that place.
It was like on the Canadian line.
Shouts out Canada.
Shout out Canada and French fries and poutine.
So she casts in like 43 feet of water, and I'm like, yeah, like, dang, probably like too deep, you know, like.
Good luck.
Is that half-ounce drop shot weight even going to hit the bottom in 43 feet? And she also, like, she catches fish when we go, and she actually, I don't know if she does this intentionally or not, and if she listens to this podcast, she might hear this, but if not, then don't care. She like fishes less is more. So like everything she throws, it's like slow,
Yep.
like barely any trying to make action, which especially works when she's throwing drop shot.
She threw drop shot. Okay.
Yeah, so she was throwing a drop shot and like almost dead sticking it, like just literally standing there, like drinking a drink, petting the dogs, 43 feet of water, and she hooks up with like a 5-pounder. And we ended up talking to another one of my people on another guy I know, Russ. Shouts out Russ, and he was like, "Yeah, dude, they're all 40 plus feet, like 'cause it's so hot." And the point is, I want LiveScope just for those situations because I want to just, you know, we talked about like how some of those automatically steering trolling motors, at least for me, like could get confusing. I have a pedal steer, and I just want to be able to like look like a sniper.
He has a traditional trolling motor without spot lock, so that's more manageable for putting the mounting the transducer on it. But with spot lock, that thing is constantly moving and turning and going crazy on you. So I was going to hold off because I've been looking until I went to Bounty Hunters today, and one of the guys there put me on this website called fishingspecialties.com. And
Solid name.
Tyler will put up some pictures of what I found. Basically, it's a pole mount transducer holder that really simplifies it. And it mounts right to your boat. It's going to be a great setup. Exactly what I was looking for. I got a smaller bass boat, so I really didn't want like something complicated, like wires everywhere. I just wanted something simple.
So when you deploy LiveScope, what does that look like?
So basically what it's going to be a solid mount in the boat, and it's going to be basically picking up the pole and putting it into a holder, if you will, and it's going to hold the pole and the transducer at the end of it.
So there's like a shaft. You spin
with
it
a handle. Yeah, almost like running like a tiller, if you will, on
off
an
the
outboard.
front.
Yeah.
So when you're fishing, is it going to be like waist high where you can spin it? And
It might be lower, but what the good part about it, so when I'm spot locked on a rock pile, I can literally
just abandon the trolling motor.
abandon the trolling motor because
Yeah.
I'm already locked, and I could turn my transducer wherever I want it, and it stays.
So it has to be controlled by your hands?
Yes, sir.
That's kind of cool. Like, I'm just, can't wait till you get it installed. Like, that's going to be cool.
About 2 weeks.
Bro, hopefully there's no ice. We're going to go out and test it.
no ice.
Will
We're
you?
going.
We go out?
Yeah, as long as I get wired up.
We got to.
I got to run a power wire to the front of my boat, and
I'll help you, dude.
rig
Like,
it all up.
whatever you need. I want to freaking. With this free LiveScope trial is about to be set up.
I gotta do some research on the settings.
Dude, from these cold water scenarios, it's going to be key.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
so I couldn't justify the price this year, man. Like, it's still on sale, but I'm cheap. As you said earlier, I'm what did you say with my money? Efficient.
Efficient.
Like,
It set me back quite a bit. I don't know. I think if you're gonna run, I think your first purchase, in my opinion, should be spot lock, because that has been a learning curve, if you will. I couldn't imagine doing LiveScope then spot lock. I really think you need one solid season with spot lock to really dial it in.
yeah.
I didn't really understand the benefits to my spot lock until I was at St. Lawrence when the water was a little rough, and I started using the remote and kind of just like trolling around with the remote in my hand when the water was rough, because I didn't have to worry about my foot in the pedal, and I had a lot of good stability.
I think we talked about that before, and like I'm just so comfortable with the foot steer at this point. I'm just like, when I think about the electric thing, like I'm like, I'm trying to look at this lay down, and the motor's like which is why your motor or your mount is like how I would do it if I had spot lock, probably. But it's exciting, dude. It's gonna be freaking sweet.
Anybody that mounts the transducer, spot lock transducer on a trolling motor with spot lock, all I hear is problems. They can't see right. It's constantly moving. So my research steered me to having the transducer off the trolling motor.
No, dude, that's gonna be awesome. I can't wait to test it. And sad thing is, I'm winterizing my boat on Monday.
Womp womp.
I'll be coming on your boat, bro.
Yeah, my boat sleeps in my garage at 60 degrees year round.
Yeah, dude.
And if it's not frozen, we send it.
That's it, man. I think last year we caught a couple bass in like
December 30th or something.
It was late.
Yeah, it was late in the year, and I did catch a 3-pound largemouth
with like 35-degree water temps.
Yeah, I think spot lock's gonna, for us anyways. Like,
dude, for spring is my favorite time.
Yeah.
When if you had to pick a season, what is your favorite season to fish?
Spring bite. There's something magical about it.
Yeah, agreed. They can't. For some reason, the biggest fish you catch are in April.
Yeah,
I feel like at least smallmouth.
Where are we gonna go this spring?
So we've gone to
Lake George in April.
Lake George. Lake George was awesome. Lake George produced. I think we went there again. Did we go there 2 years ago? Yeah, because this year we slept there.
Yep.
Last year we just went there.
Yeah, we did the 8 miles on a dirt road that got my boat covered in soot.
Shouts out,
great.
Shouts out, soot. Where do you want to go?
Winnipesaukee.
Yeah.
Lee Mills boat ramp.
Okay.
We could do like a YouTube follower meet there.
Dude,
meet and greet.
All 30 of you guys can come and meet us.
We'll overload that one outlet. We can all charge up on it. And
guys,
hey,
come out. We got power.
Loon Museum.
Shouts out Loon. I would
out.
get a big Loon decal on my boat if they wanted to sponsor this channel.
Oh my God! Can you imagine?
Be sick.
Loon Museum sponsors us for stealing for borrowing their electricity.
For purchasing.
Purchasing. We did purchase it. We didn't steal.
$21 in quarters, man.
She secretly hates us. No, I mean that's where I think I want to go.
I would go to.
We're gonna go to Lake George again, but for the first trip, I think Winnipesaukee.
So let's talk about this right now. Let's commit to a place on this podcast. So,
all right,
the viewers, you can have something to look
Should we
forward
do like
to.
a vote, a viewers vote?
If you guys want to comment where you guys want us to go in the spring, and
I would love to include St. Lawrence on this, but they don't open until June.
exactly, or else it would be a no-brainer. To be honest,
we go right there.
The fishing in April there would probably.
Oh my god!
I can't imagine. Like, let's think about that for a second. Like, dude, they've never been touched before June. They never get touched till the spawn. Just imagine how deadly a hair jig would be.
April's great fishing.
Yeah.
But it's weird. Like, you got like a 2-hour window. Either you're on the bite or you're not. Yeah, where does it go?
There's those moments in the spring where you catch like 4 in a row.
Yep.
Because they like, at least smallmouth, they like, actually largemouth, we've done this too. They kind of like group up, at least in the spring. So like if you're on a really good rocky spot,
Yeah.
you pull off 2 or 3 from the same spot. After you beat them down, like, it'd be sick to have the spot like and just look around. Like, you could probably troll 100 feet and find them again.
Like, summer you can junk fish and catch them. Spring you can catch them just because. Yeah. But fall's tricky sometimes, and with LiveScope, that's a game changer.
Yeah.
So
We have a guest here.
we've got a special guest on this episode.
My son, Noah.
Come on,
Noah. Come on. No, you're good. Right here. So this is my son, Noah. Say hi to the podcasters.
Hi.
Gang.
You've been to St. Lawrence a couple times, right?
Yeah, this is a good opportunity.
Yeah.
What is your favorite part about St. Lawrence?
Let's get some good, honest answers from a young man.
When we actually catch fish?
Yeah, absolutely.
100. Me too.
Shout out to LiveScope for helping that on the next trip. LiveScope's gonna help us on the next trip for actually catching fish. But what about what's your favorite thing about St. Lawrence?
And this is a really deep question, Noah, because there's so many answers because the place is so amazing.
Like driving the boat?
Yeah, absolutely.
What do you say?
Driving the boat.
Driving the boat.
Yep.
How old are you, Noah? 9?
Yeah.
So how many 9-year-olds out there driving a
He actually drives the boat.
90 horse?
Yep, and he drives a boat wide open, and I wish he could actually power load it because that would help us out in the team effort.
That boat goes for a 9-year-old.
And you went truck camping. How's the truck camping?
Good.
Yeah, where'd we go? That place in PA?
Yeah.
You're gonna come truck camp on us this year, right?
Yeah.
All right, awesome.
So just to fact check me, Noah, would you consider St. Lawrence River a beautiful place?
Yes.
Would you consider it a place that is a solid place to go fishing?
Yes.
Case closed.
In 9-year-old's opinion,
Yeah.
what is your favorite bait to throw?
Drop shot.
Shout out to the drop shot for making every 9-year-old happy.
Berkeley Max and Flatworm.
Yeah, Berkeley. We're only giving him the best. Berkeley flatworm.
Yeah, so no, you're doing a great job, by the way, dude. This is cool. I was gonna ask you. I wish you would have came down here sooner, but we were talking about Thanksgiving foods. I need to know, Noah, your favorite Thanksgiving food and the one Thanksgiving food that you're like, that does not belong on my dinner table.
No, do a shout out for me. So we're gonna say shout outs to Mom's Cooking at the same time. Ready? Shout out to Mom's Cooking.
Absolutely, well deserved. Shouts out to all the moms out there. But Noah, that was a great plug, accurate plug too. Best food, your favorite food, and your least favorite food.
The favorite was stuffing.
Man after my own heart. Hey.
The second was turkey because it had and then the last was mashed potatoes.
So I'm gonna put a little clip here of what we drafted.
What about the parsnips and the cranberry, Noah?
Let's not talk about that.
Oh my God, dude, are you my son? Come on, bro.
Sorry.
So Noah, earlier we did a Thanksgiving food draft. Uncle T picked stuffing as his favorite food, and my second favorite, turkey. Gangsta. Last question to actually prove if Noah's my biological son. Are you team white meat or dark meat?
It doesn't matter.
I need an answer.
Wait.
He is your son.
Shout outs to white meat.
You team white meat too?
I like dark meat.
Oh my God, so we have to do a DNA test for this young man.
We should. Are you gonna come and join us again sometime?
Yes.
Noah, if we go to St. Lawrence this year, you coming?
Yeah.
Shout outs to Noah coming to St. Lawrence.
Absolutely, Noah. Thank you so much,
Thank
dude.
you so much, buddy.
You did a good job, man, and those foods that you picked were spot on.
Yeah,
I gotta
thank you.
say,
Thank you for not being part of Team Dad.
my son.
So we were gonna like pick where we're going for our first April trip.
Boat will be ready. Shouts out Donnie. Shouts out Don's Marine Center in Waterbury, Connecticut.
Shouts out to Donnie's Marine in Waterbury, Connecticut.
This guy, man, this guy takes care of you.
Don is great. I mean, can we talk about Don?
Absolutely.
He is a Mercury genius.
Yeah, we could have his own. He could have his own episode.
He let me put my boat in his shop for like 3 months, and he worked on it and babied it and catered to it and built exactly what I want. And he knew exactly, like I told him what speeds I want out of my boat, which is not earth shattering, but for my boat it's fast.
Well, yours is like maxed out.
Yeah, and it's dialed right in.
Exactly, dialed in.
And I told him what I want for speeds, and he goes, "You'll get that." And you know, he did that, and it's flawless.
I don't know if Donnie. I honestly don't think Donnie needs the endorsements to get business.
No,
But I hope that he does because he's so good at fixing Mercs.
I think we should put a link.
Yeah, I will. He won't watch this, I don't think, anyway. I'll put his business in the bottom.
Yep.
Like, I've been going to Donnie since I moved to Connecticut, so 2014. So almost 8 years or so. And he worked on my first boat, which was a 83 Bass Tracker.
The one you Rhino line the bottom.
Rhino line the bottom.
Shout out to Rhino Line for making every bass fisherman tin boat a dream.
Right. Exactly. Shouts out Rhino Liner. Donnie, I had a Merc 40, 1983. Like,
Good year. I was born in '82.
almost 40 years old. Absolutely. A lot of stuff went down that year.
Oh yeah.
But he fixed that thing for me forever. Then I upgraded to my current vessel, which you guys can see all over my YouTube channel. But now I have a Merc 150 EFI.
Great boat.
I wouldn't have wanted to hand that 83 Merc to anybody. Dude, because I was irresponsible.
Yeah.
And it was like, dude, here, fix this.
Yep.
Dirty, not taken care of motor. I'll pay you whatever. And he did. Every single year.
But there's something about the Mercury 150 EFI 2-stroke.
All reliable.
It just sounds so mean when his boat takes off. When we fished a couple tournaments together, if I'm like, where's Tyler? Where's Tyler? I would hear this out of the distance. We're like, yep, there he is.
It goes, man.
And it's just so loud, and it's like you don't get that sound out of the 4-strokes.
This is true. So Don's been working on my EFI for now 3 or 4 years. I love you, Donnie.
Shout out to Don's Marine for never letting us get stranded in the middle of nowhere.
Absolute genius. So this particular time, my motor I brought to him, and every time I got my motor on plane, it would give me the overheat buzzer.
Yep.
So it wouldn't give it to me at 35, 25, 15, or idle. All those speeds, it wouldn't give it to me. And then as soon as I went on plane, it gave me the overheat sensor.
This problem started because Tyler forgot to take out his transom saver.
Oh no, this is different. This is completely different.
Oh,
This is completely different. Yeah. So did that also. chopped up my transom saver into 20 pieces one time.
Yeah.
Like that was cool.
Yeah.
So this is different. Thanks.
I'm sorry.
No, it's all good. Not cutting that out. But so this time, my motor. So I won't even tell you what the solution. I brought it to him, and my motor was the first year that they had the computer hook up to the connectors.
Yeah.
So he connected it, and he could scan it and see when the sensors went out, or when it beeped, and put me into Guardian mode. So he's like, dude, you were at Guardian mode here at 4,800 RPMs, 5,000 RPMs.
He was able to look at it, yeah.
He's like, it's only when you're at max RPMs. What's going on? So he went through all of my systems. He went through like the fuel system. He went through the intake system. He went through the air system. Like, he's like, dude, I don't know what this is. All of your parts are good.
Yeah.
So like, what the hell's going on? Do you know? Did I tell you what was wrong?
I want to say you did, but I just can't remember.
It's incredible. He he measured the height of the motor on both sides, and one half of my motor was like 1/2 inch higher than the other.
See, I thought that problem started after you forgot to take your transom saver out, and it caused it to shift.
Maybe it did. Maybe it did.
I think they're all connected.
But either way,
Yeah.
he figured it out.
Oh, yeah.
And he unbolted it from my, and he actually changed a lot of the mechanical parts, like the couple of sensors, and he didn't even charge me for it. And he lifted the motor off my boat, remounted it perfectly level. He's like, go run it and let me know. Didn't charge me for that.
Yep.
I ran it. It was fine. And he's like, dude, yeah, your motor was just on level by 1/2 inch. And the water going into your lower unit was getting deflected off one side.
Yep.
So when you were on plane, it was only entering in 1/2 of it.
Yeah.
It never happened again.
Yep.
Like,
He's
genius.
good. When I lost my motor on my boat, it was a 2-stroke 50. I bought the upgraded motor, which was a 4-stroke 50. He set that up flawless. And then I told him I want to go bigger, and he was all about it. He loves make things go fast. And then I went with a 90, and I told him I want to see 50s, and I'm there.
I would say he's the best Merc mechanic in New England.
And prices are fair.
He's so awesome. You mentioned this in the last episode, like, since COVID, people's quality of work has gone down.
Yeah, his has gone up.
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
It's hard to find people like Donnie.
Oh, yeah.
If you guys need Merc engine work done in the New England / Pennsylvania, Virginia, I would drive to him from North Carolina. Sorry, Donnie, if this increases your business where you can't handle it, but dude, you are the man.
Tyler, where are we going in April?
Comment, let's meet up.
Yeah, should we do? Yes, should we
Dishes
do?
and Fishes tournament.
Should we do a Dishes and Fishes tournament?
Lee Mills boat ramp.
Cook ribeyes at the ramp.
If anybody watching wants to fish, we could grill meats in the parking lot and like just send it. I hope people watching, I hope we can get some people to meet us there. I don't care if it's 4 of us. 4 boats, dude. We will have a good time.
Speaking of food, I am not a big fish eater. But I talked about this with Devin today at Bounty Hunters. Your brother-in-law, Nick, decided he was going to go walleye fishing.
Yeah, I'll throw a picture of those walleye.
Yeah, 8-pound and a 4-pounder? Or 8
Big.
and a 5?
I don't even, dude, big.
Tyler was like, I'm going to make beer batter walleye when we get back. And I have a couple of pictures of the dish. And it was amazing. Absolutely amazing. Dude. It was better than cod.
Walleye is fire, dude.
Oh my god! Like I'm gonna like target them. I will honestly say, like, someone was like, "Yeah, of course, anything fried tastes good." No.
Weak. People that haven't made good fish and chips say that.
I will exactly. I will honestly say, walleye to me tasted better than cod.
Facts. You heard it here.
So if you're not a fishy fish person, walleye. That is like the cleanest tasting fish that you'll ever taste freshwater.
Shouts out walleye.
Shouts out to walleye without any lead weights in them.
All right, dude. That was awesome. Like a really awesome episode, actually. Yep. Thanksgiving foods, LiveScope. Anything else for the good of the order for this episode?
What about some future episodes? Like, where are we going? Like, I think we're gonna try to get Devin from Bounty Hunters on.
Shouts out. So that's cool. I think Devin would be a great guest.
Yeah.
It's like our viewers get little nuggets of like value for watching the whole episode.
Yeah.
Please watch the whole episode.
Yeah, watch the whole episode.
Devin would be a great guest.
When's Captain Nick coming on?
I'd like to have Captain Nick on here. Yeah. One of my brother-in-law. Good guest, trout fisherman.
We had our first guest on today.
Yes, we did. I'd love to have Doug on. My buddy, the guy from the Blackfish. When I did the blackfish fishing, I'd love to have him on. He belongs in like Louisiana.
Yeah, he's
carp fishing. Yeah. Just like I could just see him skinning gators and like just he'd be a great guest though. I think it's easier to get fisherman guests on.
Yeah.
But if anybody that's watching this, any restaurant, any cooks, anybody that's a home cook, if you want to come on, and we'll talk.
I think Franco would be a great guest.
Franco would be a good guest. So we got a lot of cool ideas in the works.
Absolutely.
If anybody wants to see anything specific, definitely throw it down in the comments.
Yep.
And until next time, Hope you guys got a good Black Friday, Phil. Happy Thanksgiving, and hopefully we'll see you guys soon.
Yep.
Cheers, mate.